firefighter for the city of Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Sometimes I even dream I'm fighting fires in my sleep.
Release box 3416, release box 3416, 99, check the time.
Times out of 10, if you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll have a fire. Because it's been smoldering all night and people are asleep.
Roger, 43 companies, 13, 12, 6, and 1 tower responding.
If it's a false alarm, that means that those trucks are going through traffic on an emergency condition for no reason at all.
One crack of a bunch of men can be hurt. The equipment, you can always replace that. It's a little tough if a man gets hurt.
And there's always a chance of a man either falling off a truck or someone running into a truck, and a man getting killed all for nothing.
And if you're going to one and a real fire comes in, that's 3-4 pieces of equipment you can't use, and there's the same amount of men on the equipment that you can't use.
But you don't know if it's a false alarm until you get there.
I think the thing that scares me most is the car that's completely enveloped, and you got to get in there with a booster line and put it on. You wonder if the gas tank's going to blow up. That's the one thing that really bothers me sometimes.
I just don't like cellar fires. If it's a hot one down there in the cellar, you don't have too much oxygen. And then usually there's only one way out when you go down. And when you go down the steps, you never know if the steps are burning and they cave in. You have a problem getting out. Quite a problem.
I have a great fear of smoke.
That's another thing that's ugly. When you can't see that, the unknown always bothers you.
The first time I got in without a mask on, I couldn't believe it. I mean, you can't even see your hand 2 inches in front of your face, and then when you try to take a breath, it's like breathing nothing. You know?
Those hand lights don't do you any good at all.
Completely blind. You're working, you don't see nothing.
If you don't keep control of yourself, you very easily get lost. Find yourself in a closet and you can't get your way back out.
And you really got to, talk yourself from not panicking. Especially if you're alone. Right?
Smoke is my biggest fear. Well, it kills you quicker than any fall or any burn or anything else.
Smoke is the kind of thing you can get too much of without realizing you're getting too much of it until it's too late.
There's no gradual healing over. You just keep inhaling smoke if you stay in there long enough, you know what I mean? And just like that, you're dead.
That's why you see a lot of guys, a lot of times in the paper, you see so many firemen overcome by smoke, and this guy's overcome by smoke because they're overcome without knowing it. You know, 1 minute you're feeling good, and the next minute you find yourself on the sidewalk somewhere, somebody drugs you out, you're unconscious.
But that's what you're being paid to do, to find that spot and put it out. So you crawl around, you look, and you peek, and wait till the guys get fans and hooked up so they can get the smoke out.
That's some thick, heavy stuff, huh?
One of the hardest things to learn, you might as well say, is the wait between alarms. Actually, the waiting around.
106 to nothing, and the teacher has to... Oh, boy.
You might walk by and left you go where you want to go. We went down to see the teacher. We spent all the way around, and then when I surfaced, we were on the other side of the lake. That's how far we went underwater in 10 minutes. We went down to 60 feet. It's more fun diving over here. The sun shines on the water and it makes everything yellow underwater. It's beautiful. It's really nice. So we swam across the lake.
It sort of builds tension because you know you're going to go because there's going to be fires, and as the longer it takes, you know, waiting for a hook to be pulled or the bells to hit, it sort of gets you uptight.
That was just the start.
After a year or two in the department, you don't even think about the bell or the fire that would come along with the bell. You just relax, but then when the bell hits, then you really go to work.
Fires start when they want and not before.
The alarm station gets the call first. Then they decide what firehouse is closest and what equipment to send out.
That was just the start. To start the class, had a 18 lengths of the pool, the length of the pool underwater.
What was that?
Box 2235.
2235, 7 and 2. Right. Send it out. He's taking a picture of him. She get in. You know that your first responsibility is you're plugging your pump to get water to the men to fight it.
Well, when I'm riding the back of the ladder truck, my first reaction is to find out where I can put the thing up. If there are trees or overhead wires.
If you're driving the pump, you got to start thinking, well, when he gives you the address, is it left, is it right, is there a plug here, which is the closest plug, how fast can I hook up, how far will the lines be to stretch them from there. But when you're in the back, you know that's going to be taken care of for you. When you get close, you're looking to see if you can see smoke or light, flames or something. And if not, or if you just see smoke when you get there, your first reaction is to find out if there's anybody in the building, to get them out, and then your second reaction is to do your job, put the fire out.
See, the secret of firefighting is to stop the fire small. If you get to a fire and you stop it small, you beat it. So the big fire is only a small fire that got out of hand.
The object is to surround the building. Once you get the building surrounded, you don't have much trouble knocking the fire down.
I'm walking up, straight down,
It looked like a real fire, but it turned out there was just a chimney fire. But of course, you leave a chimney fire alone, it can burn a house down.
You look like it might have been a little bit off when we first pulled it off.
Engine 510-4.
Roger, 510-4. I have the glow going in here, as you can see.
You must constantly go to school and learn about anything new.
It is a profession. With today's products, today's manufacturing, today's safety hazards, it is no longer hit or miss.
Now, in form like this, I could not ignite it, but
As long as you're on the fire department, you have to constantly train.
But I mean, try to keep it at that angle. I know it's it.
You have a hose test twice a year. You check your hoses to make sure that they're all in good shape. And you go over and check your nozzles and basic firefighting practice. Well, you have tower practice, you have pump practice, you have ladder practice.
One of the things I can never get used to is climbing up that ladder.
It's still scary.
It's way up there.
What's the minute in there, so?
Try and get the pressure build up. Let us know what that nozzle pressure is up there. Up to 65.
And I think most fellas go into the fire department the same as the reason they go into the police department.
It's a job that needs to be done.
They're just an average fella.
I passed the police exam, and I was called in the fire department first, and then they called me up for the police department. And the day they called, it was snowing and cold, and I told them I'd rather be a fireman. It's a lot hotter, but when you hear the siren, you know most of the time somebody has a problem that wants to be helped.
Hard to believe, huh? 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Maybe because you feel needed. People need you when they need you. It's usually when they need you bad. Everybody like to feel useful one way or another. Not heroic, just useful. It's nice to be patted on the back, but you don't need it. Just the look on a person's face is enough.
Yeah? What happened here? You tell me the story.
She doesn't know that.
Well, you tell me that.
Well, I was riding my bike, and I saw this, and I thought it wouldn't be any good to tell anybody, but then I thought I should do it, so I went down to Billy's house, and I told him that it was leaking, and he called one of his brothers, and he said, oh, that's nothing, and so we went up, and then Bobby's cousin and her, she
Are you Bobby?
Older, and
Bobby, that's a boy's name. You're a girl.
And we were up to here, and we had about 7 of those full, and then we were getting tired, and then you came.
Oh, and then we'll turn the water off. Okay, well, that was a good deed, kids. You did your good deed. That's all, kids. You did your good deed for today.
Just wasn't shut off.
I even dream I'm fighting fires in my sleep.
And there's always a chance of a man either falling off a truck or someone running into a truck, and a man getting killed all for nothing.
If you don't keep control of yourself, you very easily get lost.
Find yourself in a closet and you can't get your way back out.
There's no gradual keeling over. You just keep inhaling smoke if you stay in there long enough, you know what I mean? And just like that, you're dead.
It's a job that needs to be done. Everybody likes to feel useful one way or another. Not heroic, just useful.